So right here is actually the template we were originally talking about, but we don't care about that right now. What we're going to go to is actually this. These are my designs. So I'm going to go real quick in full screen mode. I'm going to show you guys basically what it is. This is one of my designs, and I'm going to go in a second to break down how this works. But as you can see, it's jungle. I actually used a silhouette of a forest that I made out of some fog. Added a little stamp down here, and I put my name to let it know who was designed by. I mean, that doesn't look very artsy to me, but it's a kind of a cool design and something I was thinking about doing, and I like it. So, I mean, that just kind of gives you an examples of the different stuff we'll be working with. Next on the list is I want to go with something more traditional. I wanted to go with a set, or not a set, but a stage and some spotlights, kind of giving it a traditional, feel of acting and directing and watching movies, mainly acting, theater stuff. But I thought it was kind of a cool dynamic to have. It's all black. It's very simple. There's not a lot to it, but that's just an example of another design that we're gonna have here. So just kind of give you some ideas roughly what we're looking at. We're going to jump into some basic designs. I have them both up right here. We're going to go over how this stuff works. So when using the template, we're going to start real basic here. I'm going to get rid of everything. Okay. So I ended up designing the silhouette. As you could tell, I wanted to create something that took advantage of that area, so I did. So I ended up coming up with a silhouette. So all the tabs will actually end up being right here or right here, and it'll look really, really neat when I'm done using it. So it'll actually look like the tabs are part of the jungle forest area, which is kind of cool. And then on top of that, I wanted to make some fog. And it's kind of hard to see right now, but some fog. So you kind of get a good idea what the fog looks like. Because all jungles, especially rainforests, kind of have fog or mist or steam at the bottom. Now you're really going to be able to see this in a second when I add the background. So I'm going to add the background. I'm going to drop the transparency so you can see a little bit the background still and how we're playing with this and how we're keeping everything level. When you're designing it, make sure it's 1080p. I'm sorry, it's 1080 by 920. Make sure your images are actually larger than that. Your background images, if you're going to use straight background images like I use mine, if they're not, then they're going to look pixelated and just messed up, and they're not something of good quality. So if you play with Photoshop, you probably already know that, but that's the resolution to be working in with your major images in the background. Okay, so we have that. And then I wanted to actually add a gradient, as it says right here. Transparency is low, so let's raise that up a little bit. And it's probably easier to see now, the difference. So now you can see at the bottom right here, the difference is like from that to that. It adds kind of a different effect, and you can notice it makes a major change in the way it looks. So I'm going to bump up down the transparency again so we can see the background. And last but not least, the probably main thing I want to add, because it looks a little boring and basic. So I end up starting off with this, and I end up warping it into this. So I'll stamp right down here in the corner. And if you guys want to name your background, that's cool. Like I named mine Jungle Safari. So if you guys want to go ahead and do that, that's fine. I'm actually all for it. I think it's kind of neat. Make it match a theme or whatever the case is. And then I just have my name, letting you know I designed it. If you do have a name on there, that's fine. Just don't have names huge and all over the place and confusing. I mean, unless that's part of your design, but it kind of takes away from it, and it's something we'd rather not have. So try to keep that stuff as clean as possible. The dark gray, which is this outside section right here, is the main focus, as you can tell here. And that's what's really important. Second focus is right here. And white, I didn't focus on it at all. It just happened to be all one part of one picture, so as you can tell, I followed the guideline very strict. Also, in the site logo area, there's nothing red or black right here to check it up. And this will be fine. It's none of those colors are bumping into it right there, so it should work absolutely fine. The gradient at the bottom is no higher than this line right here, so that works really, really well. I mean, it's all looking good, and that's the final project for that one. Let's jump around real quick to the theater one because I feel like we're running out of time here and I don't take your whole day. This one's a little bit harder. So the major thing is I was a major violation of having this here because see where it says site logo? If this light wasn't here, what ends up happening is this, and I'll show you right now. You can't see it. It's gone. Like it's supposed to be right here and it's all black. It's all black. And you have no idea what it looks like at all. And so we end up bumping into the issue of, hey, it's black, we're not going to be able to see the title. So what I did is I added one of the spotlights. As you can tell, there's three. There's one right here, there's one right here. But this one, I just made it look like it was angled a certain way so we could see the light. And so that ends up showing the logo actually quite well. And I'll show you an example of what I mean, because you could still be like, well, I don't know if it'll show well, and I'll show you what I mean. And then all I took was I took an image of a stage. I had to crop it up a little bit, and I made it look fuzzy on the outside so it blends in really well. I put it up in the corner, and I added my name. As you can tell, when it's all black, you know, it looks actually kind of like maybe the light is bouncing off the stage or the spotlight when it says designed by Jeff Yannick. And I kind of made it warp into the scene. So that's something to kind of take a look at. I didn't want it to be too distracting or too big, but just enough. And like I said, let's pull down the transparency real quick, and you could tell that again, all my major design keys are in the dark gray. Some of them are in the light gray, but you know, not all of them. Only part of my name and part of the stage, so that's not very much. But it could still be, but nothing's in the white. So that's something to very focus on. That I was keeping it really clean and everything was working out really well. So there we go. Okay, so I turned it on. Aided acting. See how it comes up with the background? Now, I want you to notice something. When I turn off this light, boom, half the logo is gone. And why is that? Well, it's because the black is on black and you can't see that portion. So if you are making something like this or using dark colors, make sure the area around the logo, which is this area right here, that little white area back there, which I'll turn off, this area is not, it doesn't have a black color or a red color, a strong of either to cover up the logo. Okay. Also, this logo right here, guys, you don't have to worry about it because you don't need it. I just have it there for example purposes. I just want to show you guys you actually don't need this image right here. Or if you're really crazy about it and you want to use a reference, just steal the one off the site, just as a reference, but no logos in the final submissions. Okay, just there. Also, just convert them to, I'm using Photoshop right here, but convert them to JPEG like I said, and then just email them to me. And it's generic, which I will shoot up a link in a second. It should be on the page. Generic at aidedacting.info for your submissions. Make sure they're done by 11:59 on November 5th. That is the deadline to get them in. Again, also feel free to check out the gallery. There's going to be new ones posting daily, I'm assuming. It's a big thing. A lot of people are into it. That's pretty much it. Oh, and if you also want to share this information, just click right here where it says click here to share. If you click on that button right there, you can actually pick one of your services to share it on, and you can post it on Facebook and stuff. The more people that live in the area that want to do it, that jumps in to do it, the better off we are, because that's the cooler submissions we get and nicer things. Also, don't forget to read the rules. Very important. It just gives you some more basic information. Again, questions, go down here to join chat. There are going to be several winners. It's good stuff. If you guys are artists and you want to get your art out there and get exposed, go ahead and do it. Again, that website is aidedacting.info. Check it out. We're going to have contest information, or you can always click on the contest tab to pull it up, which I haven't done yet, but it's going to be coming. So there you go, guys. Thanks a lot, and look forward to your submissions. Bye.